I don't know. You don't have my own chain. Okay, okay. Yes. Sorry. Okay. We have written earlier excluded from it. No? Up to that much we have written. No? Yes. Yes. Next. Various caste groups. Right now. Various caste groups.
प्रॉपर्टी का उसके बारे में प्रॉपर्टी उसके बारे में अलग कौन
Excluded from it. Excluded from it. That was the previous sentence.
उसके बाद से
Next point. Various caste groups are required to enter into a coalition with other castes or communities and thus enter into a dialogue and negotiation. Enter into a dialogue and negotiation. This I will explain. First you complete it. Next point. New kinds of caste groups have come up in the political arena like backward and forward caste groups. Okay. Now, advantages of casteism in politics. Now, heading. Advantages.
wait like backward and
Forward caste groups. Heading लिखा advantages. Because caste in politics or politics in caste have advantages as well as disadvantages. First, we are going to see what are the advantages. Afterwards, everything together we will discuss. Okay, first you complete. Advantages of casteism in politics. Okay, first point. Caste plays, P-L-A-Y-S, caste plays different roles in politics. In some cases, expression of caste help many disadvantaged castes to demand for their share, demand for their share in power, share in power. Second point. This is how Dalits and OBCs gain better access in decision making. Better access in decision making. Next point. Several political and non-political organizations have been demanding and agitating for an end to discrimination, an end to discrimination against particular castes and demand more dignity and access to resources and opportunities. To resources and opportunities. Now next heading, what are the disadvantages? What are the disadvantages of casteism in politics?
How many points are there?
1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. First point. No, I am just giving that different way only, not the same sentence. Exclusive attention to
Trans.
certain caste can produce negative results. Result. Next point. Politics based on caste identity. Politics based on caste identity is not very healthy in democracy. Is not very healthy in democracy. Next point, it can divert attention from the pressing issues like poverty, development, and corruption. Next point. In some cases, it can lead to tensions, conflicts, and violence. Okay, now we have completed that part. Let us see what are the implications of politics in caste. We have seen in our past part, caste is expressed in politics. Now this is a completely different thing. Politics is expressed in caste. So what is the meaning of this one? That is, politics influences the caste system and caste identities. Let us go back to that this last 2-3 months election held. You have come to know about the result of that election. So there we can say some areas, especially UP and all, caste domination in politics. Have you seen? How many of you are having a some kind of interest in reading the news or hearing the news about politics? You. Okay. Yesterday one event was there. What was the event? Parliament, this one, oath they have taken. All the MPs.
Not yesterday.
It was yesterday. Yesterday only oath taking. Oath taking means as a member of Parliament, they are taking the oath as well as they are signing in the register.
Very before. Like everyone was like, and Draupadi Murmu was like,
No. After, what is the, no. I'll tell you. After getting elected, they will get a certificate showing that they are
it was
elected.
like very before, so not yesterday, after 1 or 2 days after election.
No, you listen to me. First, they take this and go to the parliament, show it, and the election is registered over there. Okay, from this particular constituency, that person is elected. After that, they will return back to the states. Now, then the ministers have to be formed. The government is formed on the basis of that majority number. So, government is formed, ministers are selected, and they took oath. That was what you have told. That is few days back, oath taking ceremony of the ministers. Now, parliamentary session, when it has to begin, the first act is to sign the document. From this year, they have been elected from this particular constituency. All those things, they are taking the oath and coming back and signing on the book. They show it to the secretary and secretary verify it. So yesterday I have observed that. Full day I was just watching that oath ceremony. Ah, yes, I watched that yesterday. My week off was there, so I sat and watched.
Like after election, or 1 or 2 days, I don't remember. Like the MPs are the
Oath?
they were
No. They are taking oath when just one day before. That is Parliament meet. So now Speaker is not elected. Pro tem Speaker is selected, and in front of that pro tem Speaker, they are taking oath. This is the what procedure.
whole day you watch that ceremony.
I have watched.
I didn't watch the yesterday's match.
Night. That was night. That I watched. Okay.
Like the banana stuffing is like in front of MLAs and.
No. See, they are in the Parliament House. That person that we will see after completing that one. I will. We'll see. Okay. Now, what we were telling, caste is dominating in the election process. Why I told in UP that is certain caste are the vote banks of certain parties. So they got the vote. So this is what politicized. Caste is politicized. Understood? Not politics is caste ridden. Caste is politicized. They give vote to particular parties. That is, they are having 100% certainty that this particular caste will vote for this party. So this is what one condition of caste being politicized. Got it? Next one is that politics that is caste ridden, but the caste that is politicized. Each caste group tries to become bigger by incorporating similar caste group with them, and it become a bigger caste. Understood? Each caste tries to become bigger by incorporating other caste. That is one way of making it shown in that politics. Second is that the various caste groups are required to enter into a coalition. We know that parties are entering into coalition when there is no majority party. We know that in recent election also, BJP alone how many seats they got? Not 250, no, 235. Okay, so alone it cannot rule. So it is having a group, NDA alliance system, National Democratic Alliance. That supporting parties join together and then 288 members are there. So they got the right to rule or form the government. Understood? So now what is that? It is a coalition. It is not BJP alone. It is a coalition government. Did you understand all these things? I am using all this in comparison with the present situation so that you can.
It is not a very full coalition government. Like BJP is still in like the majority.
No. It is not having majority. Majority rule means 273 alone should be there. Did it have 273? No. So in that case, they cannot rule unless and until the other parties support. That is why last 1 or 2 weeks there was so much infights are there. The other parties which are supporting BJP, they were demanding that the speaker post should be given to them. Understood? So it was late in the formation of the government. Now also it can happen. Now when in future is there any dispute, there is all the chances that the supporters will withdraw, pull the support. So the government can fall because it is not having individual majority. Got it? Now what is that? They form a coalition to work together. That is, small parties, small caste and big caste join together into a coalition for their own well-being. If we are not having the unity, there is all the possibility that others will hijack them. So that is why there is a kind of condition that they try to come together and form coalition. Did you understand this point? So what is happening? There is two castes only. One is forward caste and another is backward caste. We are having so many castes, but in politics, two different groups are there. One is forward and another is backward. Clear? Now what are the benefits of this? See, when they are having a group, they can make a demand for the advantages, means their rights can be demanded. That is how so many of their demands are getting fulfilled. Dalits and all, they are in power. So when they are in power, they can make more demands and fulfill their rights. That is one advantage. Second advantage is that several political and non-political organizations have been demanding and agitating to end discrimination. We know that now what way discrimination is practicing, we don't know. But still, it may be practicing in some areas, in some villages or remote areas. Discrimination may be practicing. We are living in cities, we don't have that experience of discrimination. But
it is practiced. It is practiced.
Cities, are you experiencing?
No, ma'am, but in village area.
Yes, that is what. Very recently, one TV one report has come. What was that? Here in Mumbai, that Congress leader, he was coming out of his car and one person was washing his feet because it was having dirt, but the other person was washing. So it is a type of discrimination only. But so much explanations are given. I did not ask for that, but it was done. Whatever is that, in front of this public, if that is done, who has done or what is done, we don't know. But it was shown in the news that his feet was getting washed. So that is a discrimination because that person may be in the low status or low position in that. It is not based on caste. He may be an ordinary worker. He may be an ordinary worker of that political party. That is why the chief person's feet was being washed. So this is a kind of discrimination. This discrimination should not be practiced. Another thing is that their dignity they were demanding for and access to resources. All these conditions are some of the important advantages of what is that politics in caste. Now, what are the negative impacts? Can you tell? You just read out what you have written.
Disadvantages, consider disadvantages.
Read what you have written.
Caste can produce negative results. Politics passed on caste identity is not very healthy in democracy. It can divert attention on.
See, he wrote all the things in one sentence. 4 points we have written. Kaushik. Sentence by sentence you have to.
Exclusive attention to the cause can reduce negative.
So only that caste is attended. That is what exclusive attention to the caste is going to produce negative results. You have told in the previous discussion time that okay, reservation to be given, but what is that? Others also should get a chance. Exclusively to this reserved categories, if the admissions are given or jobs are given, it is taking away your rights to be educated or to get the jobs. So that is what you have told. The same thing, exclusive attention to the caste is not a good. Second point, you
Politics based on caste identity is not on caste identity alone is not very healthy.
See, we are seeing only caste condition or caste criteria, and that is expressed in politics. That is not good because there are so many other topics to be taken into consideration. We know that your country has to be developed. Very recently, how many of you have gone through the news regarding that NEET exam result? Hmm. What you have read?
That people was taken in one center and an exam center and a lot of people scored like
67.
Only 720.
Like 780 or 719, it's not even possible because of the negative markings and that it proved that the paper was legal in that state.
And the students were given grace marks.
Yes. That also happened. So, do you think this one is a correct procedure to conduct the exam?
No, ma'am.
So we conduct the
See, re-exam means how many of the students will get that opportunity? That is also selected students, no, not the whole students. See, the full year's effort plus some of
it is good, right?
taken.
All of the students do not have to write the exam. They do not have to study one more time. Like these persons.
See, now they have got some mark. With that mark, if they are not eligible for admission, if they are not getting the chance to rewrite the exam.
It is good for you, right?
No.
Why not?
Did
Like suppose
get-
I am scoring 710 marks in
Yeah.
and some other person scored 780 in first exam, in other exam he scored 600 or below 600. So it is good for me.
No, so if they are having the chance to get 720 and you are sitting that okay, you don't have to write and you did not get admission.
What if
You
I
are 2 years, it will be wasted. And some students have taken a drop and prepared for that. How much money they have spent? It should be equal to all.
And
But I sound
like that, everyone should give a re-exam.
but somewhere like it is unfair because like if I will give the exam, maybe I got less marks than before and maybe like something.
So that is why now equally everyone should be given, no?
But it is not good for me.
You are telling. But those students who lost 1 mark or 2 mark, those students are feeling bad. No, I understand your turn, that is you don't have to prepare for another. What if they get it the same way, that result?
But like they cheated for a reason, right?
They cheated, that some other place it may get cheated. This can happen. Earlier, when the CBSE was conducting this NEET exam and all, it was foolproof, means there was no chance of that. They used to prepare so many sets of paper. If some were left, means another 4 sets will come. Understood? Now, the year onwards this NTA is conducting, that time onwards these problems are there.
And this time also there were two sets or three sets, but the few made mistakes of mistake or not.
You are telling beyond me. So many teachers are involved. They were writing the answers for the students and giving.
That was started late.
Yes.
And instead of one institute 27 students stopped at 67 or 68 students got 720 marks.
Yes. So is it possible to get that much range of mark if they were not? No, the same students have failed in the 12th.
When going field in the 12th and but still she got
So this is why, no.
So what it is like if she gives suppose I from in school base government and I got 710 or 712 marks. But if someone got by cheating, so like if there would be another exam with full security, then it is a very high chance that that person gets lower than my mark or lower than the marks he scored at the
That is why I am telling, instead of making that many, that is 200 or 500 or 1000 students, here lakhs of students can prepare the exam. So let everyone get the equal this.
And he did the one of the post-doctoral exam and did the exam for the doctors.
Yes, I know that. I have conducted, no, so many years.
Government should take
I
some
was
action on that because doctors are very responsible position, and in future we will need doctors and all the type of teachers.
That is why,
Government
no.
should take some action on this.
Strict action should be there. No, it is not like that. Okay, that outside cleaning is not enough. It should be proper conducting, and the what is that trust in that exam is gone now.
Yes.
Say, future you may be interested in writing that NEET exam to enter into that arena. So you also started feeling that. Then how can I get a chance? So that is why these all areas to be cleared. Instead of that, we are concentrating on caste in politics, the other areas will be forgotten and ignored. That is what happened here. Corruption is there, poverty is there, and developmental works are there. So everything ignored, and concentration is given to caste or community and sometimes caste-based violences are taking place. Caste-based divisions are taking place. The riots are taking place. That is all the shortcomings or disadvantages of castes. Okay. Now there is analysis of case studies that you have to read. Now let us see that. So who will come and take? Don't put an end. We will see only very short time. Then we will discuss it. Not putting this.
That is clear. I have
No. Not this one. We are directly saying that yesterday's
अरे लिखना yesterday जो things
Like today you take then no problem. What is happening?
both ceremony. Both ceremony how that. Yeah. This one. The lights. Yes, yes, this one. This one.
This one is Pro tem speaker. Okay. That's See, I think they want to see the screen. Screen you can see or not? Okay, listen. Normally, our session begins at 11 o'clock. This one is Protem speaker, not a real speaker. It's not real. Ah,
कॉलेज बोल रहा क्या
why is it live? Why is it live? No, that is full day. It's recorded. कौन सा है? This one is secretary. Okay. So he only calls out the name. So one or two persons will see and then afterwards. See what is the procedure? Eh?
अबे नौ घंटे का पागल
No. You will say I want to show you what is happening.
नौ घंटे 10 घंटे का
No.
Yes, I'm just saying that.
that was the last
I was talking about that way in which all the enemies came and took over that main as India.
You just listen. At least one or two persons. Listen. There is an order. It can be both or affirmation. Understood? Some are taking in the name of God. Some are just I will obey the constitution. Now we listen. Good job. other two podiums. I just said within.
Yes, why are they lagging?
They are the supporters. BJP supporters. They are holding. It is not opposition. We participate for next 5 years. We take it. Listen. We then you go to the speaker. The procedure is like that. Then you will come back and here you will sign that it is. So that certificate will be given to them. Then the register is to sign. These are the formalities.
In fact, we बोल रहा मैं यूज कर
Then,
हाँ आपको देगा yes.
okay, you got some idea, no? Then many are taking oath in their own language. Used to say mother bhasha mein. You leave it. The next 2 days, the same parliament will occasion. Today.
You.
This one
Today,
I have
means stay for. Sanskrit.
You are able to understand. Very good.
If March can order,
What was that?
and it is an apply. Constitution more
This possibility was very at the election day, we had a meeting. He was saying that BJP regard the
They were taking the same book. They were taking the same book.
same only, but some are taking it, some are taking it only.
Okay, this from your point.
Okay, running goals.
Now this is live. Was exceeding 18 lakh. You said this is like so now I'm like
Oh,
I do what you
रेसिपी का हेड है अखिलेश यादव हम मानसी सॉरी ओके okay
I'm leaving last.
अखिलेश और सीट से मैं